So the ABK acquisition left us waiting a while before we started getting games into Xbox Game Pass. It started off with a Diablo 4, then we got Modern Warfare 3, then obviously Black Ops 6, which has been a huge success for Xbox. That was their biggest gamble to date and will continue to be something that is tracked to see how well it continues to do, because it is the best-selling game every single year. And from what we are seeing so far, it is not affecting sales. In fact, it's helping the game overall. We also got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which is an awesome game. If you like the Crash games, they remade them and they did a phenomenal job with that. Another game that a lot of people want to see come back is Spyro, but they have also done remakes of the trilogy of games, the Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which is now finally dropping into Game Pass, which we got an announcement for yesterday. So ABK games are coming over. Xbox is continuing to put some awesome stuff into the Xbox Game Pass service. And with things like Blizzard and Overwatch, we have an announcement for that and some more info on just how successful Call of Duty is. So everything right now is shaping up to be good for the Xbox ecosystem when it comes to the ABK games and the acquisition and the content that we are getting. So we got this announcement yesterday out of nowhere. Spyro Reignited. Well, they teased it on X at first. You saw the Spyro account reply to the Xbox account. And then a little bit later, they put the official announcement here that Spyro Reignited Trilogy is coming to Xbox Game Pass. This includes Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. Now, I've already played this game. I've played these games way back when they first launched. And then I also actually have the physical version of this trilogy, of the Reignited Trilogy. It's great. It's great. I honestly definitely recommend going to try them out. If you're a platformer fan, if you've never played these games, definitely try this out. And also, if you're a Spyro fan and you haven't played the Reignited Trilogy, it is absolutely worth it. Really, really fun game. Really, really fun games that they have in there. And they did a great job, as usual, with remaking these. This was from the Toys for Bob studio that did this. As we know, Xbox allowed Toys for Bob to spin off and go independent, and then they created a partnership with them, which was very smart, because I think Toys for Bob is an awesome developer. Was probably up there for one of the developers that I was most excited for with the ABK acquisition. And now this drops in here, and you're going to be able to play it very, very soon, as I believe it's November 12th, which I mean today that it is dropping. So yeah, November 12th, release of the Spyro Reignited Trilogy on Xbox Game Pass. So you can go ahead and download that right away. And if you want to purchase it, it's $40. So you'll get the Game Pass discounts as well. So cool stuff there. We're getting more ABK games into Game Pass. And this is kind of what I was predicting and thinking was going to happen, is they're going to start slowly drip feeding this to us when there's maybe a break in the action for Game Pass. Although right now there isn't, because you have November is completely stacked with, I mean, well, you have Black Ops 6 that came out at the end of October, but then you have Stalker 2 releasing, and also Flight Simulator both in November. And then just right after that, you have Indiana Jones, which we also got a deep dive trailer for yesterday. If you want to go see that, they give us more look at the game. It's like 15 minutes with some gameplay, puzzle elements. We see how good the graphics are looking, just kind of the machine games look and feel to it. I think that one is going to be great as well. So right now with Game Pass, right, it is extremely stacked. So putting this in here is just, I guess, some more games to have on top of everything else that is coming out. But I feel like going into 2025, it does seem like there is going to be a stacked lineup of releases, but there may be a month or two where really nothing is coming out. That's where you drip feed some more back catalog of Activision Blizzard games to get people excited, because I saw a lot of excitement for this game online when they did post it up and did announce that it was coming over to the service, and rightfully so, because it is a phenomenal trilogy. Now, the other game, obviously, that they've been putting into Game Pass has been Call of Duty. MW3 dropped in, Black Ops 6 dropped in, and one of the best things about the ABK acquisition, whether you're an Xbox fan or not, even if you're a PlayStation fan, this is still, I would say, a great thing for the Call of Duty community if you just care about games and having the best experience possible. It has to do with the exclusivity. The timed exclusivity deal is now officially over with PlayStation. That was one of the most annoying things with the recent years of Call of Duty, was the fact that they would be giving things that were exclusive to the PlayStation platform, things that would just split the community. Nothing that really improved the overall experience of Call of Duty for everybody that plays it. That's gone away now, which is great. Xbox isn't doing that. Everyone is getting the content at the same time, The community isn't going to be split. There aren't going to be maps that are exclusive to Xbox. There's not going to be skins that are exclusive to Xbox. Everyone's getting the same thing at the same time, which I think for a game like Call of Duty is absolutely the better way to go. And the time exclusivity deal is now over, as well as the MW3 DLC packs are now available on Xbox. They put this out on November 9th, saying that it officially marks the end of the PlayStation Call of Duty partnership. This comes via Charlie Intel. Since the partnership originally started in 2015, and the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 PlayStation exclusive Operator plus Combat Pack should release on Xbox and PC soon. And we do see here that, yep, as pointed out by Charlie Intel, last year's MW3 had one final PlayStation exclusive DLC deal from when the game launched on November 10th, 2023, and the exclusivity window lasted 1 year, meaning the DLC is free to launch on other platforms from November 9th of this year. They say, of course, that date has now passed, meaning PlayStation's timed exclusive content for MW3 is now done and dusted. And going forward, we are not going to see anything like this anymore. I mean, Black Ops 6 equal across the board. Everyone was playing the beta at the same time, which was just a nice change of pace where you could kind of get experiences across the different platforms. And because so many people play Call of Duty, it's very important to get as much metrics as possible at the same time for them to look at it, make changes, improve it before the official launch of the games. One thing with Black Ops 6 that I will say is very impressive was I did notice a lot of difference between the beta and the game. Definitely with the performance of the game and with the graphics of the game. It's like they really upgraded it from the beta to the official launch. So they definitely took information, took time, and made sure that the game launched well. And now we're not going to have to deal with any of this segmentation of the Call of Duty customer base, the Call of Duty players. Again, always good for a multiplayer game. Now, we also have some more information here via Circana, just at how many people are actually playing Call of Duty. And a lot of this is going to be attributed to Game Pass, to the way that Xbox released this game, everything around that. This obviously also being a very good Call of Duty. Black Ops 6 has hit it out of the park in terms of the quality of it. But it says here, again, from Charlie Intel, saying Call of Duty was the #1 most played game in the US on PlayStation 5 and Xbox during the week ending November 2nd, Black Ops 6 full launch week. And again, this goes back to that narrative that some people were trying to sell, particularly the famous one from Dreamcast guy, which was, I honestly, I sit back and I think about what he said there. I don't even think he believed it. I think he was just trying to get clicks. I think he was just trying to put out something that is just so absurd that people will talk about, which it absolutely worked. It helped bring eyes to his channel, help bring eyes to his content, but saying that it was going to fail, all this type of stuff, it was going to be, it's not going to be successful because it was in Game Pass. And that clearly was not the case. We are seeing more sales. We're seeing more people play. Everything is an upward arrow with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. 58% of the active Xbox Series players played Call of Duty during the launch week, and then 37% of the active PS5 players played Call of Duty. But the #1 most played game, and the big thing here, on PlayStation 5. As I said multiple times before this release, people on PlayStation are still going to pick it up and play it on PlayStation. They're not going to sign up to Game Pass. If that's where they play Call of Duty, that's where they're going to continue to play Call of Duty, especially if it's a game that they play all year round. You're not going to sign up to Game Pass just to play Call of Duty. It makes absolutely no sense. So the sales of that game are going to be very high on PlayStation. Xbox makes money off of every single PlayStation purchase. And we did hear now that the deal is actually an 80-20 split. So an even bigger win for Xbox, and for them to be able to take that money, put it back into the Xbox ecosystem, and hopefully give Xbox gamers more games and more games coming to Xbox Game Pass. And we're continuing to see this, and then obviously a huge amount of players on Xbox as well playing it. That's going to be people buying it, people signing up through Xbox Game Pass. But Call of Duty at top of the charts, not surprising. I think this will continue. And finally, Stalker 2. I mean, we're talking about the Game Pass releases coming out this month. Stalker 2 is going to be a major one. That's going to be a game a lot of people are talking about playing, and the whole story surrounding the development of this game is pretty remarkable as to everything that the studio had to face with getting this game out. You can now preload the game. It is massive, 147.6 gigabytes for this. So you're going to have to clear up some space there on your hard drive for Stalker 2, but I feel like it will be well worth it, especially from the things that we are hearing about this game. So lots of stuff. Game Pass is continuing to improve. They're continuing to give us more content, even during a time when it's loaded, when we have a loaded slate of games coming over the next couple of months. Then looking forward to 2025, there's even more stuff. It's apparently going to be a big week on the Xbox side of news. We got the Indiana Jones preview or deep dive video, the 15-minute one yesterday. Apparently we're going to see some videos with South of Midnight, because you've seen people posting up pictures that they were invited over to Compulsion. So that will be very interesting to see. Got the World of Warcraft, the 30th anniversary, or the Warcraft 30th anniversary stream. So there's going to be a bunch more news coming out in terms of Xbox games. It is seriously not stop. I feel like we are at that point here where the snowball has finally started rolling down the hill, where we're going to continuously see nonstop content releasing to the Xbox platform. I know Xbox has had lots of games over the last number of years. 2022 was a bad year where they didn't release anything, but people still think Xbox has no games. You still see those comments, you still see those videos of people saying that. I don't think they're ever going to be able to say it again as we get further on, especially now with the ABK acquisition really going full steam ahead. But on the video there, if you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.